TPT is getting new storefronts and I am so excited. So this week, well, when I'm filming, I don't know when you will see this, hopefully soon. But this week, TPT announced at the town hall that they are updating our storefronts and I am super pumped. The updates look so much better and I think it's gonna be really, really good. There's a few things that I'm kind of like, but we'll see how they go. But anyway, let's talk through the things that TPT announced that they are changing, and I will also link below to the blog post where they have more information if you want to look and see more. So first of all, when is this happening? June 17th, you are able to go and change your storefront, so like what your store actually looks like. And then July 1st is when it's gonna change for buyers. So whether you do anything now or not, they won't see anything until July 1st. So you have a little bit of time to work on it. And if you don't like change anything, it's okay. It's not gonna like mess anything up. So don't like super stress. But we will talk about the things that you can change that are changing. And we'll talk kind of about like things that I personally am thinking we're gonna want to focus on moving forward. So let's get into it. This has nothing to do with you or anything you can do. But the new website is gonna be responsive to screen size. And if you are someone who often looks at TPT on your phone because your district blocked TPT on your school computers, then that's gonna be really exciting, because if you ever try to look on your phone, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so tiny. But it's gonna be responsive to screen sizes. So no matter if someone's on a phone, on a tablet, on the computer, it will move along with it and it's gonna look great. So number one, I'm just excited about that. Like, they could have left it at that and I would have been happy, but the new stuff does look much better. So that's number one. Number two is banner and quote box. Getting rid of that. There's gonna be one big banner. The size is going to be 1200 by 320 pixels, and this is going to be a static banner at the top of your store. So when someone clicks, they're going to see this first. It's bigger than the old banners were, bigger than all of that kind of stuff, but it's going to take a lot of that stuff out, which is kind of great because I thought it was superfluous anyway. But it's gonna be a lot bigger. So you can add a custom one if you want. You don't have to. They'll like put some generic photo. I would definitely do a custom one if I were you. You can make these in Canva, you can make them in PowerPoint, whatever. But you can add a custom one and you can make it look however you would like. It is static, so you can't use a GIF anymore, and it does not click. So what I'm thinking personally for this banner is that I want to either direct people towards like custom categories, which is what mine already says now, or I want to direct them towards seasonal things. If you want to update it seasonally, then have like some pictures of some of your seasonal bestsellers that you can swap out. Now that means that you have to keep going back and swapping out, so that seems like a lot of work. So I might just do one general one for now, and then we might change things later. But putting people towards custom categories or putting people towards some bundles would be great. However, you gotta be careful with it because you want things that are like sell well, but you also don't want some things like on the front page already. So if you're gonna do that, just think about all of those things as you are creating your new banner for your new store. Number three is that there will be social buttons on your store so people can actually like go and find you on the Instagram or the Facebook or the whatever you're using. If you don't add any of the links, then those buttons will not pop up. So don't freak out and be like, oh my gosh, people are gonna be looking for me on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I do have a TikTok and it was not working for me, y'all. So if you don't have it, then it doesn't pop up. But if you have those, you can link to them, and that way people can be in your store and be like, oh, I like this person, I'm gonna go follow them on Instagram. And so that could potentially, hopefully, help a bit with audience members and getting customers to come back, because before there was really no way for them to like contact you unless you put in your product description. So I'm excited for that change. It's small, but I'm excited. Next one is there's a lot more bio opportunities. So at the top of your store, there's gonna be like a small bio situation. When you click read more, it goes down to the bottom and it has more information. So this is the stuff that is in your settings. It's like my profile is where you edit it currently, and it's things like your experience. So what degrees you have, how long have you been teaching. I would probably go with what year did you start teaching rather than how long, because then you gotta re-update it every year. Those kind of things that you can add in there to kind of build your reputability. I don't know how I feel. That's the one that I was kind of like, do we really need all that? But whatever. So that is happening. If you don't add anything to your bio, it'll just be blank as well. But I would, if I were you, go in and like add to your bio and make it, you know, sound like you know what you're doing. Next up is that the way that the screen is laid out, the covers are going to be bigger. So you don't have to do anything to your covers. They're still square size, but they're going to be larger, which means if you're like me and you're still updating covers from really old ones, you might want to do that a little bit faster because they're going to be even bigger and feature even more prominently. So you want to really make sure that those covers are looking really good, and so that you are ready to go with those beautiful covers all over the place. Right? Now, one thing I am actually not that happy about, we'll see how it goes, is the custom categories are moving. So previously custom categories were all the way down the side, and now what they're doing is there's gonna be 4 featured custom categories and then a drop down for the rest. So this way there's featured custom categories, so you could do either your best sellers, or I'll probably have some seasonal ones in there, so I'll probably link like Halloween lessons, Christmas lessons, like those kind of things, as well as maybe my best sellers. And then there's gonna be a drop down where they can see all of the rest. So I can't, we'll have to see how it goes. Off the top of my head, I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, because I like them being able to see all the custom categories, but we shall see how it goes. The other thing, now, if you already have custom categories, and if you have anything like, some people have like divider lines and things that they've used to make it look nicer, you might want to go in and delete those. You might want to clean up your custom categories a little bit as well, just to make them easier to see. You can still use emojis and all that kind of stuff, but just if you had like those blank ones with like dividers, then that you might want to get rid of because it's not as necessary anymore. And then think about what your featured ones are going to be. One thing I am excited about is that search is becoming a lot easier in your store. So previously the search bar was really tiny and over in the corner, and a lot of people didn't even know it was there. I always made a really big deal about showing my audience that it was there on Instagram stories every time there was a sale, but now it's going to be featured a little bit more prominently, which means that people can easily search through your store, and they can easily add all the filters that you have in the regular TPT search. So things like they can search by grade level, and they can search by content, and like things like that. So that's gonna be really exciting because it'll make it easier for people to find your stuff, especially if you're like me and you have lots of products. You have all those things in there, and so you have all that can just be more easily found. And I'm really excited about that search bar being nice and prominent so people can find it easily. 3 more exciting updates. So one of, well, third to last, is that when there's a bundle on your storefront, so when someone's like scrolling down, they see a bundle, they're going to be able to see some of the products that are in the bundle. So that's really exciting because that means that people are going to be more enticed, hopefully, to purchase a bundle, because they can obviously see what's included instead of just having information from your cover and the first 3 lines of your description. So this way they'll see the covers of the stuff that's in your bundle, which means it's going to be easier for them to decide that they want your bundle because they can see all those wonderful resources that are included in it. So that is a change that I'm very excited about, and I can't wait to see that one. Next up is editing. Editing your storefront has always been kind of a mystery, but it's going to be easier. There's going to be edit buttons all over the storefront. So when you log in and you're trying to change the banner or change your bio or change those kind of things, you can easily do that from your storefront page. So when you just go to like my store, you can change things around. So that's going to make things a lot easier, I think. The other thing is, if you have a VA that helps you, I don't, but if you do, then you can also give them access to change your storefront as well. If you want to have, like, maybe they switch out the banner every month or so or things like that, they are able to do that. And the last change that really stuck out to me, I may not have gotten all of them, but I will link to the TPT blog post down below where you can get more information and a video walkthrough of what it's going to look like. And of course, starting on the 17th, you can go and change things too. But one thing that is changing is that the primary free resource is not going to be where it was. So previously there was like a big old box that had your primary free resource that was kind of ugly and didn't have the cover there, and I never really understood that. But that is no more. So you still have a free resource, but it's not going to be featured prominently on your storefront anymore. So if you want to feature a freebie, then you could feature it in your featured products, which you're still going to have those 4 featured products at the top that you can change out, but it's not going to be featured up at the top automatically like it was before. So we'll see how that goes. Wonder if it'll lead to more sales. I don't know. All right, so that's a couple of things that are coming with this TPT storefront update. I am actually really excited about this one because it just looks so much cleaner and it looks like it's going to be so much better and look a lot more modern. And I love that the products are going to be featured more prominently and it's going to work with different screen sizes. Hopefully everything works out really well. You never know with new things, so we'll see what happens. I am filming this before we're able to get in and change things around, so I haven't played with it yet, but I watched the TPT webinar and I read through their blog, and these are the things that I wanted to pull out and make sure that we talked about. So with all that information, I hope that you enjoyed that. Maybe we'll do like a screen recording walkthrough of me updating my store. If that sounds interesting to you, let me know in the comments, and you can also hit that subscribe button. So if you see it, if you subscribe and you hit the bell, then you'll be notified when that video goes up, if and when that should happen. So yeah, I'm excited. Click the link down below to go check out the blog post, and let's go into this new era of TPT-ness together. Bye.